Today, our learning target is going to be, can you guys read this along with me?
I can give and follow directions on a map.
Great, great job. So today, there is a map over there. So today I'm going to read Treasure Map. Has anyone ever read this book before?
There's a treasure map right there.
You've read this book?
Oh,
Okay.
Me too.
So promise not to tell any of your classmates what's going to happen, okay? Let's see if you can.
There's a treasure map over there.
There is. Okay, so let's see. Treasure Map by Stuart Murphy. Okay, what do you guys see on this first page right here?
A map.
This is a map. What do you think this is a map of? I think it's upside down. Let's read it a little bit. It says Hunters Creek Village, Piney Point Village, Hedwig Village. Does any of these towns sound familiar?
No.
So I was doing some research, and it looks like this is a map of a few different towns in Texas. Is anyone here from Texas? Do you ever drive to Texas with your family?
I flew to Texas.
You flew there?
I drive to Texas.
Okay. So when you drive to Texas, does your family have to follow a map or a GPS? Do you know what a GPS is? It's that little thing in your car, and it tells you how to get somewhere. Sometimes it's kind of hard to get places unless you know where you're going, right? Directions are very important. So let's keep going through this. You got lost, so you used the GPS? Yeah, it's very helpful. All right. Let's see here. Treasure map. Okay. Look what I found, yelled Matthew as he raced into the clubhouse. The members of the Elm Street Kids Club all watched as he unrolled a big piece of paper. It's a treasure map, said Matthew. Treasure map, repeated Petey, Meg's parrot, as everyone crowded closer to see. Wow, buried treasure, said Danny. That X must be where it's buried. Look at the date, said Matthew. It's more than 50 years old. It says start here. Let's see, right there, said Sherry, and the arrow's pointing to Elm Street and First Avenue. That's our corner. It looks like the treasure is buried somewhere in that new Wonderland Park, said Meg. Let's go. I'll bring a shovel, said Jed, just in case we find buried treasure. Okay, I want you guys to look at this picture a little bit. Can you all see what's going on here?
There's a parrot.
There is. Do you see how there's different clues everywhere?
Yeah.
Different clues. What about this? Does anyone know what this is?
Oh, I know what it is.
What would you call that?
It's the key.
It's the key. It is the key. And do you know why we use the key?
Yeah.
Why do we use the key, Brooklyn?
So you could open it and.
It's so we can find different objects on the map. So if you look at the key, we've got a few things. It says giant steps, oak tree, river, pine tree, rock, treasure. And then you look on the map to find those different things, right? So here's a pine tree. So if the directions told you to go to the pine tree, you would walk this way, right? Okay, so I'm gonna write that key. That's an important word for us to know. Key is how we get around. And then do you know what natural or human features are? Have you ever heard of that word?
Yes.
So human features are things that people created, like a school building, or someone made this book, or somebody made this board, right? But natural features are things that are in our natural world, like the river that runs through here, or the tree. So those are important to be able to distinguish. I'm going to write that on the board. Natural features. Okay, and so now this is a map, and what we saw before was a map. And in order to get around, we need to follow our compass rose. And I know you know what a compass rose is, right? We've got an example of one right here. And is there any way we can scroll down just a little bit? I've got another example for you right below, and this is more of
Pirate maps.
like an actual compass. Have you ever seen one of these?
Yeah.
So this is like a real life one. You could maybe put it on your keychain. And then if we scroll down just a little bit more, I just wanted to show you some different examples of kinds of maps. This is a map of Colorado. So this You can see the different towns in Colorado. Denver's actually right there.
Denver's the biggest one because it's the capital.
You're right, it is the capital. And then if we scroll down just a little bit more, I included a few other kinds of maps for you.
New Mexico.
Here's another treasure map.
Whoa.
Look what they did. Look how they did this treasure map. Look, there's your compass rose, north, south, east, and west. And that's really important, right? Because if we don't know which way we're going, then how would we get around, you know? And do you know a really cool way to remember how to learn the directions of the compass rose? I might have talked to you about it last time. What's that? Nobody eats soggy waffles. That's a really good point. Have you guys ever heard that? So it's
What about never eat soggy wheats?
Never eat soggy wheats. That's north. Never. Here's east. Eat. S stands for south. And waffles, or whatever you want it to be. That's a cool way to remember that. And then, do you know your left from right? You guys know which way is left and which way is right? I want to show you one more really cool trick how to remember this. So if you're standing this way, can everyone see my hands? So if you're standing this way and you put your hands like this, everybody go like this. Separate your thumbs, and keep all your other fingers together. Now look at your hands. Look at this part. It makes an L, right? A capital L. That's how you know this is your left hand. See, this would be a backwards L. If you look up at our L chart over here, this is not an L right here. But this makes an L. So it's a really cool way to remember your directions.
My right is the L. My right
So left and right are important to know. Okay. And then you can go ahead and set that off, and I'm going to go ahead and keep reading this book. What do you think is going to happen in this story? Any ideas? Have you ever seen any movies before about a treasure map? Have you ever had to follow one before?
There's movies like treasure map.
All right, let's see if we can find out what happens. Okay. They raced to the corner. Then Matthew read clue number 1. From Elm Street, walk down First Avenue toward Rocky River. At the next corner, Oak Street, turn left. Rocky's River down that way, Jed said, pointing. Let's go, said Meg. Let's go, squawked Petey. They turned on First Avenue and marched toward Oak Street. Jed led the way. Sherry put on her baseball cap and jumped behind Jed. Danny followed, rubbing a new penny for good luck. Meg shoved her comic book into her pocket and joined them. And Matthew hurried behind with the map.
That's one big map.
It is a big map, right?
It is actually
What do you see there?
tiny.
Oh yeah, look, he's got the big clues and then he's looking at the little map to find the treasure. When they got to the corner of Oak Street and First Avenue, they turned left. Here we are, said Jed, and Wonderland Park is over there. What's next? Matthew read clue number 2. Now keep walking about 125 giant steps until you come to a dirt path on the right that leads to the park. Gosh, that's a lot of steps, said Danny. Lots of steps, chimed in Petey. They counted 125 giant steps and looked to their right. There's no dirt path, said Danny, but there's a big sidewalk. And it does lead to the park, said Meg. It looks like it's in the right place, said Jed, pointing to the map. Maybe it was a dirt path